to the blue light, right? So any of these the exposure to blue light essentially impacts our sleep wake pattern, and which means that how exposure of even 2 hours a day to the screen time in terms of the blue light can have an impact on our daily sleep wake cycle. So sleep is again one of the pertinent aspects which if you sleep well, you're able to remember better, your memory is much better, you're able to have sustained focus attention as well, you're able to retrieve information a lot more. So one of the major things that it affects us in terms of cognitively, I think it's sleep, because of which it has other it affects the areas of us being able to plan, right? Like you said, you gave the example of Google Maps. We use Google Maps to help us figure out our way. Similarly, I think we use Google now, search engines, to essentially look at to any answers. We don't exercise our brain so much in order to get an authentic response or an answer to any question that we have. So we forget to use our curiosity, we forget to use our creativity, we don't think outside the box. I think majorly, it affects the sleep, it affects our ability to plan, focus, be more attentive. So these are the cognitive impairments that even whether whatever the age that you get exposed to, whether it is even when you're below the age of 10 or adolescent age, or even with adults for that matter, we can see the kind of cognitive impairment it does at all developmental levels. Yeah.
So now that everything has shifted online, so you must be conducting sessions with your patients online. So do you think that it's as effective as a one-on-one than it is virtually?
Okay, I think I was pondering about this question, and one way that I'd like to look at this question is from the aspect of adaptability, right? Is that mental health services need to exist, especially during the time of pandemic, the need is a lot more as well, right? So I think one aspect is that yes, the authentic sort of face-to-face communication, right? There are a lot of logistical, aspects, problems that come along the way. But I guess one thing to look at it here is that effectiveness cannot be measured in terms of the aspect of medium that we are using. There are a lot of other factors, but of course it does affect and influence the kind of communication that can happen, and a lot of impairment that happens as a result of the logistical aspect. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So, like I said, that everything is online now, learning, school, college, even, people are working from home, be it business, be it, corporates and everything. So, Mr. Srikanth, I would want to ask you that, does technology impact the way we learn and think?
Absolutely. So, coming from the IT industry, I obviously will be talking, pro technology, because that's what we do best, right? We make the best products and services for people to consume. Uh, just imagine my situation on the 11th of March, right? 11th of March, I came home from a trip from Chennai. I had a business meeting. And after the 11th of March, I have not stepped out of my home. I've been working from home for a good 9 months. But does my business stop? The answer is no. It's a absolutely new learning for us that I'm able to conduct the same meeting, just like what Ms. Sangma was referring to. It's exactly what I'm doing, right? She's helping people who have issues. I'm helping people who have technology issues, who need robust technology, be it a hotel, be it a manufacturing plant, be it a school, be it a college campus. These are the same people who are using my technology, and I'm able to conduct those business meetings exactly like how all of us are sitting. I'm in Bangalore, you guys are sitting across the country. We are able to communicate, like I'm able to get my message across to you, and that's thanks to technology that has really made the world a very, very small place. So now we've decided going forward, and during the pandemic, everybody's at home, and I took this opportunity to go ahead and train. We trained about 1,836 people on our technology, all of them sitting in their homes, with their families, not missing any family time. But at the same time, they were able to learn a lot in terms of wireless technology, in terms of switching technology, in terms of networking technology, because they were not able to go outside. It was a complete lockdown. And all of them, the 1836 people we trained, we got them certified. It's a big help for them, because normally they wouldn't have been able to do it. So I'm looking at technology as something that is changing every day. It's transforming the lives of people. I know I'm using all the words that you people have heard, but it's real, it's happening, and there is no escaping this. And my two teenage children are the same story, right? They are on screen time all the time. I feel sad for them, but then they are saying, you know what, we've got used to it. We don't know how to react to when we go back to school now, because they're chatting
Yeah.
with their friends, they're talking to their teachers, everything seems to be going well.
Right, right. So as you mentioned that your kids find it very normal now that they're like doing virtual classes and all. So Sejal, I would want to ask you that as a college student, how has having a online semester affected you mentally and physically?
So, I was back in my town on the 15th of March, and that's when we were told that, we're going to have online classes now. So initially it was okay, like, for the first 2 weeks it was fine because you were like, okay, if not now, after 2, 3 months, everything will be okay and will fall into place. But things just got worse, and online classes literally for me used to begin at 8 and they used to end at 4:30 in the evening. So it used to get so exhausting. Like after my classes would end, I would just want to take rest. I would just want to sleep. There would be no time for me to communicate with my parents. Although we're all living together, I would not have that 1 hour to sit with my parents and talk to them about how my day was, because the entire day would just go in front of the laptops, and you would eat in front of the laptops. Everything literally was happening in front of the laptops. And I so around April, May, I started getting migraines and my head used to hurt a lot. So I think it's had very, very like the effect it has had on my uh, everything is really bad.
Right. So, like you said that you were very tired and all, but I've spoken to few of my friends and they have said that higher screen time have actually increased stress levels and the level of anxiety in them. So, uh, I would like to ask Ms. Tanushri that do you agree with this? That has higher screen time increased stress levels and anxiety levels in individuals? Uh, you're on mute, doctor. We cannot hear you. You're on mute.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes. You're audible now.
You can hear me now?
Yes, yes.
I was just asking, can you repeat the question again? Yeah.
Okay. So, like Sejal had mentioned that she used to get very exhausted by the end of her online lectures and everything. So, do you see or have you
Mhm.
heard from your patients that higher screen time has increased stress levels and anxiety levels in them?
See, number one, there are even currently with the COVID situation, there has been a lot of studies that has been done, right, in terms of the mental health scenario of both the youth, the older age, as well as the working population, especially the ones, the young, adulthood population, which is majorly working from home. So there has been a lot of studies on it, and the study has essentially showed that individuals these days are collectively experiencing a lot more stress levels, fear, anxiety, worry, frustration, feelings of loneliness and isolation. So these are some of the emotions that an individual experiences a lot more across various age groups. So yes, Also, let's look at COVID situation as being majorly being dominated by working from home. So working from home also means that there are the chances of leading a more sedentary lifestyle, which is more sitting down glued to our screen time, are also a lot more higher. And when we don't get the enough sort of physical activity or get the enough kind of engagement that our body physically needs, or even socially that we need in terms of interacting, then yes, it does somehow to anxiety levels. It does add to an increase in the stress. It does affect the mood as well. So yes, I would say that number one, even with even both with the patient population, from our own experience as well as the studies that show, it does show an increase in the anxiety, stress, and the fear level among the individuals. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. So I'm pretty yeah, sorry.
I'm actually having a. I'm not sure if this is my internet connection. That's.
But doctor, you're audible.
You're doing fine, doctor. You're fine. We can hear you and
Yeah,
see
you're
you.
fine. We can hear you. So I was saying that I'm pretty sure that most of us have an Alexa or Siri at home, which is also known as artificial intelligence nowadays. So, Mr. Srikanth, do you think that artificial intelligence will take over humans in the future, near future?
Well, the sad truth is yes, because robots are going to rule. There is no way we can avoid it. It's already happened, right? For example, let's take a large IT company in India, and they have probably 20,000 employees, 30,000 employees. Now, the employee walks into the office and suddenly he or she has forgotten their Windows login password, right? In the good old ways system, we would just pick up the phone, call your system administrator, hey, I've forgotten, how do I re-log in? I need to get my password back, and somebody will be able to help you. Now, there is a computer that is sitting somewhere that knows that your password is gone, and they are able to send you a password in your email that is outside of your work into an SMS, and you're able to log in. So I'm just giving you a very, very small example of how artificial intelligence and robots are ruling the world. And it's gone to a different level altogether, right? Predictive analysis. Look at Amazon, right? The moment you log in, you want to buy a pair of shoes, and then it says, hey, somebody who bought this also picked this up and this up and this up. They're able to give you an option, and all this is not people, it's all robots that are small little bots sitting there analyzing what your past purchases has been, comparing it with people who've done similar purchases, and then saying, hey, you might like this also. Netflix is another classic example. People who saw this enjoyed this also. So the sad truth is robots are here to stay, and they're going to really, really run a lot of things for us.
That's very true. I mean, you can already see that how artificial technology is rising, and it's becoming so popular now. Everything is voice modulated
Enable.
and touch screen and all of that. So, like I had mentioned in the introduction, that Sejal has an Instagram page which is called "The Brain Is Not Broken," and it's all about mental health services. So I want to ask you that what was the reason behind starting this Instagram page?
Okay, so I started this Instagram page in the lockdown itself. So, like I said, in the initial months of lockdown, uh, there were online classes happening, and I had faced major anxiety in March, April, and I had never felt like this before. And so, basically, what happened was, because of the online classes and not going out, there was no socializing at all, and literally sitting in front of the laptops the entire day literally affected my mental health. And so staying at home all day and not talking to anybody, just being with just being with your laptop had a lot of negative impact on my health. So I would just sit, I would not talk to anybody, I would keep crying, would not eat, would not sleep. And things were getting out of place. This is the reason so after like a few months when things were starting to fall back into place, I decided to start a mental health page, which is The Brain Is Not Broken. The name of the page is Apricity. So I started this page just to help anybody in any way possible. And this page had quotes, had inspirational quotes, motivational quotes, and I felt like if that page even benefited one person, then my mission would be accomplished. So I didn't want anybody else to go through what I went through. And I thought if just by creating an Instagram page and posting quotes and stuff inspired people to stay happy, then why not? So this was just a little initiative that I took in the lockdown to help people in case they are going through what I'm going through, and just to help them a little bit.
So, by this page, were you able to help a few of your friends or your viewer or your follower? Have they actually come out and are they reaching to you and seeking help?
Yeah, so in the first few months, I myself wasn't replying to people on the messages and stuff because I wasn't sure if I could actually, one if one on one I could actually help a person. But later, when I fought my anxiety and I knew that now I'm on the right path and now I'm sure that I can help people one on one. So then this random day I went through my messages on the page. The Brain Is Not Broken, and there were actually 4 5 people who had come up with their stress problems. They were also facing anxieties and stuff. And just by talking to them, like I didn't know those people in person, but just talking to them on Instagram, I think definitely helped them at least a little bit. And if even if I helped one person, like I said, then I think it's fine. So,
No, but that's actually very great that you've started this initiative and you're reaching out to people who require and need help during this pandemic, because I feel that mental health is something that has been majorly impacted by the pandemic. So it's really a great setup, and I wish you all the best for this. Unfortunately, we don't have enough time to carry on this discussion, so I will be ending this discussion by just saying that it actually depends on person to person, whether or not how dependent he or she wants to be on technology. Moreover, there is nothing in the world that comes easy, and it's up to the conscience of the person to decide what he or she wants to learn from it and how he or she will balance everything out. I just want to say thank you all for such an insightful discussion. It was truly a delight. And I hope in the future we could have more discussions on the same topic or even a different topic. And I'm really grateful for your time. Thank you all.
Thank you. What a pleasure to meet all of you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you so much. Same here.
Thank you.